wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
Hello and welcome to Yum.
Hello.
Thanks for coming, Yum.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad to have.
Yeah,
glad to
I'm
be
glad
here.
too. I watched your replay and it's very good. And the first one you brought us is
Yeah, it's a 140 replay on Erlenberg. It's a pretty standard one here. Like, I mean, people have seen the new meta on Erlenberg where you go to the 9 line instead.
yeah,
But I don't really like that because if you actually face a competent team, they will just push you straight and you will have a really shitty game. So I just like cleaning this side out more, slow playing it, taking the middle and winning it through that, which is what I'm going to do here, pretty much.
luckily you have most of the team with you. That's pretty good.
Yeah, this is fairly standard. This is how Erlenberg used to look like a month ago when this replay was played.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, like, you still have some people dying for free. So what's different here is that they actually have people going to the side, which is also like, it's a counter rotation to the 9-line meta. People are actually going to this side and fighting now because they don't want to get stuck on the other side.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's happening now. So I'm just trying to slow play this. This is a little bit of poor awareness. That T-54 E1 could have shot me twice.
Yeah, you got clipped you.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, I got a little bit lucky there, to be honest. He could have shot me. It's sloppy by me, but...
There's a rule, Jung, you don't know, but there's no luck among super unicums. It's pure skill.
Yeah. As you can see, like, they have 5 tanks here, all dying for free, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
You just rammed the T-92. It's just YOLOing in. Like, they should know that we're all here now anyway. So I'm just really slow playing. I don't want to lose any HP. You never know what you're gonna fight against. Like, they don't really have TDs that can hard camp it, but you never know what you're gonna face.
No.
That shot on the AMX was also sort of bullshit. Personally, I think that should have hit, but whatever.
I also thought you were gonna pen that E100 shot though.
It's a little... I mean, now he's pretty straight, but he was upwards the first shot. Like, you see as he's driving right there, he's slightly angled upwards, so the turret gets much harder to pen. Just like
that's
that.
fine, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a pen with 340 heat. But if you roll slightly lower, it will actually hold up. I'm just deciding to go for the lower plate instead.
That's the easy pen at least.
You can see a batch that is shooting at me, so I'm trying to react to it and see if I can sort of dodge it. But, I don't know, I think he's running, actually, so I'm just...
Why do you think the mates has changed sometimes? Like, right now I think on the
Well, I
maps,
think
it's
this
really
was...
weird.
Yeah, I think on Erlenberg, this is purely because of... like, my guess is that some platoon just tried this and it worked out, and it's caused a chain reaction, pretty much. I mean, that was the old Erlenberg meta. I mean, if you think about, in 2014, you had, the defending team pushing 1-2, and then you had the attacking team pushing 9-0.
Yes.
It didn't really matter which mode it was. This is assault. I mean, that still happens on standard, because it's it's because of the bases and the spawns. Like, the attacking side spawns very well for the 1-2 line. Like, you spawn much closer.
Yeah.
So you can take it more aggressively. That shell on the back shot was totally unnecessary, by the way. That's just a waste of a shell. I don't know. I got greedy.
It's not a very balanced map.
I mean, I sort of still like it though. It's been one of my favorite maps until 9-0, like until the 9-0 meta, which is just so hard for defenders. I mean, if you don't have coordinated teams, it just becomes very frustrating. It's a lucky fire on the T-34. So I just opted to go into the middle now. Like, I mean, the 110 is actually playing the outside of it, so I won't trade anything for it. I just have to, like, sort of play against the batch head instead. He doesn't really notice me, which is good, so I can just keep farming here. So basically what I've been doing is just shooting constantly and moving, you know, doing the right moves to keep getting targets.
Going into positions you have targets all
I
the time.
baited the shot into my upper plate there. That's the one thing that's very good about the 140 is the upper plate armor, which is much better than both the 628 and the 907.
Yeah, that buff was good.
Yeah. So
Why do you think you bounced that APCR shot in the side of the IS-3 then?
oh, that's because of IS-3. Is that spaced armor? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. As you can see,
No.
the Sheridan is already moved across, so there's no crossfire. Like he's yolling into a Borsig. So I can just go aggressive here. Like the game is still fairly close, and I have 4 tanks, you know, trying to push the base.
Yeah.
So like if I just, you know, if I would YOLO in here, I would probably not survive it. So I'm just slow playing in here. I mean, I have 3 shots anyway, so I'm just gonna take them. Trying to get my depression to work here on the SJ. Works out. I get him out. Fairly standard from here. After T-54 dies, like the Sheridan is dead now. There's like no possibility of crossfire. Enemy team is
No.
not contesting anything anymore. So I can basically just YOLO in. I only have 5 tanks remaining. I'm still full HP. I've just been shooting constantly.
Just cleanup time pretty much.
Yeah. It's complete cleanup now. Just relying on my, you know, accuracy on the move, pretty much. Basically, here what's happening is I'm opting to go for the 10k right now. Because I actually have a few blinds. So, like, it's still a little bit, you know, a little ways to go. Like,
Yeah.
I actually have 1 blind right now, which I didn't know about. But, so here, I missed that. So, if I had connected that shot, this would have been a 10k game, which would have been pretty
decided
nice.
to take the last shot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame him for it.
No, of course not.
But yeah, so this game was pretty much just, you know, it was fairly close. It was 7-5. I think it was, yeah, I don't think it was closer than 7-5 at any point. But as you can see, just by slow playing it, you know, pushing the 1-2 line and then just going straight into the middle, taking control, and then just moving in and play the outer side of the ridge. Then, when you have control over the middle and the rest is cleaned out with an advantage, you have a much better, you know, possibility of having a good game. Which is why I play the 1-2 and still will, even though 9-0 is meta.
And the result, Jim?
Yeah, so the result was 9.7k damage as I hit a blind with 6 kills, 1358 base XP, and it was also my 3rd mark of excellence game. So I actually got my 3rd mark of excellence this game, which was pretty nice.
Do you know how many games it took you?
It took me roughly 100 games. I was playing this fairly drunk, and you know who EJ is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so EJ came back and played, so I decided to play with him, and I was fairly drunk, and I made some bad decisions, and I tanked my DPG in this entirely. But yeah, so if still managed to do it roughly, I think it was like 105 games or something like that. No,
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it wasn't really a struggle, honestly. It's nothing like the 907 that I've been struggling with lately.
Oh, it really did well with the buff to 140. I think it was very necessary. I hope to do the same to the T62 at some point.
Yeah, the 6J either needs a gun buff or a mobility buff, in my opinion. If you want to keep them unique, you can't give the 6J the whole armor. Then it will just become a clone. It either needs better mobility, so it's sort of, you know, you can sort of, you know, swap out IS-7s for that, you know, or it needs a gun buff where it's, you know, basically even better. So if you really want to rely on the gun, you play the 6J instead of 140. So basically what you do is you give up the whole armor and you give up the top speed for even better gun handling and 1 extra degree of gun depression, of course. Which could be a very, like, I mean, it's still fairly similar in playstyle, but it could also result in fairly interesting things, in my opinion.
I agree. And the next replay?
Yeah, so this is the Batchat replay on Airfield. And just looking at it, it's fairly standard, you know. I don't get the best spawn, but just looking at the enemy tanks, it should be fairly fairly easy to see that I can take the balcony without really getting contested. Now
Yeah.
the only thing I might take is a TVP shot or maybe an E50M, but I doubt the E50M will get there in time. That's just assuming that the E50M spawns as shitty as I do from the other side, but shouldn't really be able to take anything more than that. But yeah, basically I mean, this is just a standard play, really. You just go there and then you wait, like, hopefully something crosses,
Mm-hmm.
from the base into the south, and then you get free damage. But otherwise, you're in a fairly good position to react to anything that's happening, because the middle is the most important area. Here you can see they actually have people moving, but those are not pennable shots for me since I have APCR loaded. And this is, I mean, the first shot there is sort of understandable. The second one there the second one penned. Third one should have also been a pen. Fourth one was a pen, and the fifth one went a little bit too high.
Yeah.
So I missed out a little bit there, which is gonna come back to bite me in the end. But right now, it doesn't really matter. Like, I got 2 high rolling free shots off of damage, so it's not really a lot to complain about. Also got a lot of info. Like, you can see the Badgers playing there, E50M, -7, mouse, E4, E4. Like, I already have all the info I need.
But you still decided not to go for heat clip this time,
Yeah, I didn't really consider that, actually. So basically, here, I'm just lucky. I decided not to go for the heat clip. Well, I did not decide to go for the heat clip. I mean, I have to say that I didn't think about it, really. I mean, that's how I'm gonna put it. Like, I just had APCR, now I go for the heat, because now I know that I'm going to shoot the mid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I had known that I was going to shoot that IS-7, I probably would have loaded the heat clip anyway, but, he was nice enough to give me his sight, so it didn't really matter. I could get the track off and, get an easy full clip out.
Yeah.
Didn't really matter. So now what's currently bothering me right now is that mouse. The mouse and the Badger are annoying because we're losing the middle right now. Like, our heavies, like, the Kronwagen is so low, and I don't really understand how you can be so low HP so early with a Kron just sitting hold down when there's no RD. I'm a bit scared. Yeah. So I'm I'm a little bit concerned. You can see me opting. Actually, I've been trying to decide where to shoot on the mouse. I couldn't really decide. I actually opt to go for the upper plate there because he's angled so much upwards, so it's actually a pen.
It's also a highly strange position for mouse. I don't remember seeing one there before.
No, he just threw his tank away entirely.
Yeah.
He's too slow, he can't rotate anymore. But here you can see, we're losing this side, we're getting pushed. I don't want to stay on the balcony anymore because if I do, it's just a matter of time before they all peek me and I die. Yeah. Here you can see, the i7 is pushing down, I have to run. But the only thing that's really bothering me right now is the bat shot and that I will get clipped. You can see I'm just waiting right now for the Badger. Like, I get shot by the bat shot anyway, so I have to cross. So, like, in the end, I took more HP than I needed. I'm already one shot. It's 2-4 into the game. Like, it's a fairly... I mean, I have a decent amount of damage already, but, I could have just taken one shot instead of 3 there. Could have still been on 950 HP.
I wouldn't be unhappy with 4.5k. It wouldn't ruin my day.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad, but like when it's only, it's 5-6 right now. I know I can get more. Here, I'm just playing the Badger right now. I mean, he has good depression, but I know that I'm gonna get the first shot there, and he rushes his. And I'm just gonna wait patiently because I don't want to risk going for that third shot because, like, with the slightest bit of error there, he will have his shot and actually finish me. So I'm just deciding to really take it patiently here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously too impatient. He shoots something else, so I get to clip him out. I was
actually wondering why you didn't track shot.
There's no point. If I go for the track shot with heat in the bat shot, it will most likely not penetrate. Badgers have weird tracks. I don't really want to go for that. It's the same thing with the FV, really, and the Super Conk, and basically anything British. If you just go for if you go for tracks sideways, and especially rear tracks, it normally doesn't pen.
Okay.
So like either you need APCR for that. Yeah. So here
But no Central.
I'm getting a little bit lucky there. That E50M could have easily gone for me instead.
Yeah, I
And
could
I
have
get
just rammed
lucky.
you.
Yeah, because since he went for the ram there, this is really unfortunate that I'll roll that, so I have to waste another shell. Could have easily had 4 in the clip right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would still consider myself very lucky considering that he went for the gorilla and not me. Okay, so this is very strange. It's a very calculated bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see me twitching slightly there, just in like surprise. I mean, I have all the info right now. The E4 manages to die, so I don't have to run away. I can just stay here. I only have 1 APCR cliff left, but I'm on 8k damage right now.
Yeah.
Thanks to both that Badger and thanks to the E4 that just, somehow bounced me. And you can see, like, the enemy
And
team is
Iron
still,
7 let you clip him down as well.
yeah, I mean, looking at this, the enemy team is still fairly together and our team is fairly split. I mean, I have Crossfire here, which is fortunate because that IS-4 is not in a really common position. I'm opting not to go for the small shot there on the IS-4, just because I'm so low on shells. I mean, I only have 3 remaining, and it's still a fairly close game. So I don't really want to risk anything. So it's
Nice.
a little bit risky on the TVP there, but I still consider it worth it. Here you can see me. I'm trying to get as big of a shot on the bat shot as possible. I know that I won't be able to hit, like, I'm not going to be able to go in on a reloaded bat shot, so just taking that shot is fair to me. I'm at 9.6 right now, so with a normal rolling shell, I will get 10k off right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, like, it's...
Should be well within reach.
Yeah. But I rolled for 339, and I missed the ram, and I'm so pissed. And I'm so pissed.
So
Oh god. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still a win though. I got the Badger down to 1 shot. E4 is too healthy. The Badger cannot really get to them. You can see both the Badger and the E4 are very healthy. You need 2 clips to finish them both off, and as long as they stick together, that's never going to happen.
No, that should be pretty.
Yeah, but low rolling that last shell turned me really salty, really salty, and then I also missed the ram. That's sort of my bad. I just reacted very poorly to low rolling that because I was sort of expecting to just hitting the shot and ramming him for all his HP anyway, like so it wouldn't really have mattered. But then I low roll and I was really pissed. I was like, "Geez, is this really going to happen?" So I kind of botched the ram.
That was a bad low roll.
Yeah, I mean, it's still I would consider my RNG for this game very good still, considering I bounced an E4 shell. It was just a bounce, by the way, and there was no critical hitting or anything of that sort involved. It was just a flat bounce. Like,
calculated bounce.
Yeah, very calculated on the upper plate, angles and stuff, because I'm very good at angling my bat shot.
Yes.
But yeah, all in all, this was a really nice game. I got some free farms at the beginning, but it's also a perfect example of seeing how, one single small, well, not so small thing, like bouncing a single shot can throw a game so hard. They were clearly winning that, just looking at all their heavies moving in so fast. I'm a 1 shot for half of this game.
Yeah, they had the upper hand by far.
Yeah.
But no cigar.
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave, especially in all loader alive for this long. Like you should not be able to free play with an alt loader of that kind. It's just so dangerous. And the game is over for a win. It is nice.
And the result?
Yeah, so the result is, well, if you run it up, it's 10k damage, kappa.
Yeah.
But it's 9.9k, and then it's 1436 base XP with 4 kills. Really nice for a bad shot. So what I'm most proud of in this game is actually that I hit all 30 shells in the bad shots. So the only balances were those 3 on the mouse right early on, which kind of screwed it over.
Yeah, it did.
So basically, if you consider this, you have the 3 balances on the mouse. If I had kept those shells, and then you have the low roll on the E50M, that's an extra 4 shells that I could have put into this game, which I could have made use of.
Yeah,
actually.
Of course. Yeah.
Which would have made this so potentially this isn't as good as this game could have went. It could have went even better. It's
well,
there's always room for improvement.
If you get that 11K battle come back, we'll host that one too.
Yeah, sure.
Even 12K will be good too.
12K is a bit of a stretch, I think.
What's the best advice you can give, Jung, for the players?
It's taking, always try to win, but don't rush it. Take a calculated approach, and you'll end up with much better results. I know it's fun to be aggressive all the time, and sure, the game is about fun after all. But if you legitimately want to get good at the game, think about what you're actually doing. It will always be the best option, and take it slow if things are going too fast.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good advice. Well, thanks a lot for coming, you. I hope we'll see you again.
Yeah.
English one, the Russian one, but man pulled up in the German one. 2 4 4s in a 4-door truck. There's one on the right, on the left. There's one. We don't wait.